What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 1% podcast. Today, I'm here with our co-host Will Harley and Rory Daly.
How you doing?
Today, we've actually got an interesting one. We're going to react to 100 black pill... What is it? 100 black pill beliefs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to have to quickly zip through them because 100 beliefs is quite a lot of beliefs. And we can't sit there and speak an hour on every single one. So, yeah, we're going to go through them. If we agree with them,
Also, for the viewers, what is black pill?
I'm sure we're going to learn a lot about what black pill is through this video. But essentially, well, Roy, you know more about black pill than I do, so.
Yeah, so there's multiple ways of looking at the black pill, I suppose. Obviously, I'm fitted in the correct attire for this video. Fully black, representing it.
Representing.
I'm underdressed.
Do you identify as being a black pillar?
Not really. I identify as someone who improves their life.
Yeah.
And believes in a lot of the things that the black pill purports, but I don't exactly identify as a black pillar. Because I feel like if I identified with any pill, I don't know, you just spend a little bit too much time on the internet, don't you think? So,
Yeah.
Black pill is a belief, am I right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much a belief.
Yeah.
It's a set of beliefs.
A set of
Sure.
beliefs. Which is explained in the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think our wide angle camera's frozen.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, man.
I'm going to have to do a quick intermission then soon.
I will do it now because we're going to go react to it, so...
Maybe.
Yeah. Switch on intermission and we'll fix it up. And then we'll be right to
Can
go.
you read the chat from there? I can't.
Yeah, I could go on.
Damn. Bro's just sipping away at that.
I think they can still hear the audio though.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're back! We're back!
Alright, boys.
Alright, let's react to this video. Let's get straight into it. Let's not waste any time at all. 100 black pill beliefs. Alright.
It's going to be funny. Have you seen this video before at all? Or?
Possibly. I don't remember exactly what is in
Also, for context, the creator of this video is an extreme. He's like the face of black pill.
He looks like you a little bit, Will.
No, fuck off. He does that.
Alright, let's get straight into it.
Can they see it?
He looks like that number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
1. Looks are the most important factor for man's dating success.
Alright, what do we
2.
think? What do we think? Straight away, what do we think?
Okay, so that's probably the biggest belief, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the main belief, I reckon. Alright, I'm not going to touch on it just yet. I want to hear your
Okay.
opinion at first on that.
Alright, so this is my honest opinion on that. So they're saying that looks are the overall arching... It's the decider whether you're going to get a date or not.
Yeah.
Or how successful your dating life is going to be.
Mm.
Yeah, I actually do kind of agree.
Damn.
Well, here's the thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most important to get a date, but not to have a successful dating life.
100%. Yeah.
So it looks... Okay, so what you're saying is that it's good for short-term mating strategies, but not exactly...
Well, no, actually, you're set for life because you're always going to get dates. And if you are a really good-looking guy, you really are just really focused on like fucking a lot of women. That's just how it is. And that's how a lot of them go about it because it's just so easy. It's fun. You can do it. You have the availability to do it. And chicks just throw themselves at you. So it doesn't really matter whether you can hold a long-term relationship or not. And eventually you will be able to anyway. But yeah, I do actually kind of agree with that.
Okay. Yeah. Do I agree on that? I'm going to say... Sure. You know, it's like a bit of a no-brainer. I
And
guess,
it's a harsh truth. I think a lot
Yeah.
of guys don't want to admit it, but
Yeah.
I think that is like at the end of the day reality. Like, yes, wealth is going to play a decent role. Status is going to play a good role. Height, all the rest of it. But
At the end of the day, though, if you don't have the looks, all the other things going
they
on...
they really just don't work as well.
They're going to be perceived as compensating and cope.
That's just pretty much how it is.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
I think I'm gonna find a lot of black pill within myself this video. I think I'm gonna really express my inner black pill.
The great black pill unraveling. I don't know if I think I do agree with that. Like at the end of the day, it is like you said, to get a date or whatever. Looks is going to be the most important.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but then to keep that relationship going, I think there is like status and money and all
Well,
that stuff.
the main thing is, this is the last thing I'll say because we're going to get into the rest of these, but you really just want to be better than the chick. At the end of the day, you want to be better looking than her, better status than her, more money than her, just better in every way. It's how hypergamy works, and it's the only reason she's with you. If it doesn't, she'll get another guy.
Women date up.
And women date up. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the next belief.
Second belief.
Women care about looks more than men. 3. This is mainly because women are much more selective in their mate choice.
All right, pause it
Their
there.
dating...
Do you agree?
So wait, the first one was
The women care more about looks than men do.
no.
I think that's wrong. I don't think that's
I
right.
think that's wrong.
I'll say I agree and disagree. I'll say I disagree purely just because men are a lot more looks focused. Obviously, if you look at things like porn, the reason why men are looking at porn the most is because it's very visual. Men are quite visual. With the third point that it touches on, pretty much interlinks into it, saying that women are more selective. Obviously, they are.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yep.
And obviously, you have to reach a higher extreme of the looks threshold than a woman does for a man to want to have sex with it. So, essentially, what it's saying is that it matters to both sexes, but you have to be kind of what you just said before, better looking than the girl to stand.
You really do. And I think with women, all you really do care about, like, let's be honest, well, the majority of what you care about is what they look like. Whether with guys, you can compensate in other areas and still be successful. Like, women back in the day would say, there was an interview and they were saying, does your guy need to be attractive? And they said, well, no, I married an ugly guy, but he's very successful in other areas.
I'd say
But
that's-
not so much these days.
I'd say they're saying, "Oh, I married an ugly guy," maybe because he's descended and he's ugly now.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Yeah,
he wasn't when they fell in love with him.
yeah,
That's usually how it goes, though.
yeah, 100%.
I think women's value is more placed on looks, so I think naturally we're wired to. I think we can. Then again,
The TikTok
I see way-
e-boys and stuff now are all focusing on looks now, and there's looks maxing and everything. So the guys are expected to look good too now.
Yeah, I think it's pretty equal. To be fair, I think it's pretty equal.
Okay, let's go to the next ones.
Strategy can be compared to a single-line fisherman trying to catch the highest quality fish. Meanwhile,
Yes,
most
women are
men
selective.
take whatever they can get.
Yeah,
They're like
that's
sea
true.
trawlers,
We can
throwing
agree
a
that's
big
true.
net into the ocean, picking up whatever. There's a lot of men out there that will pretty much go with anyone,
Yes, true.
I've
attractive
seen
or
this,
unattractive.
yes.
5. Looks is becoming even more important for guys now because of the explosion of online dating
Yeah.
apps.
Yep, pause it.
We just talked.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
If you are below, let's say, a 6, I would not even bother with Tinder.
No, yeah,
I wouldn't. Like,
It'll ruin your mental health.
it'll
bro.
ruin your mental health. Like, I kind of did this experiment where I had Tinder and I had pretty average photos and some
I
old
did
photos
this on
on there.
video. Remember
Oh
I did
yes,
that
you
Tinder
made a video about it.
experiment?
But basically,
That's
yeah,
an OG video.
I got like no matches, right?
Yeah.
And then what I did is I looks maxed, quote unquote looks maxed. I put my height in my bio, okay, and I look quite handsome in my photos. Hundreds and hundreds of matches in the first couple of days. That's how much it matters.
Yeah.
It's the only deciding factor these days.
Yeah, especially since like most of it's on like Tinder or those sort of apps
Mhm.
these days. And I remember I did that experiment where for a video like ages ago, some of my OG videos, where I did old photos of me where I had like a buzz cut. It was like not as lean
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and it was like half the amount. No, it was less than half. I think it was almost 3 times the matches in just like 6 months of difference.
Yeah, I'd say the match rate or the like rate probably goes up like double every single point of
Yeah.
attractiveness you get.
100%.
So like if you're
Exponential.
say you're like a I don't know a 6 or whatever, you would be getting like 50 likes, 40 likes or whatever. You go to a 7, you're getting like 90, 80, 100 plus, and then obviously it gets like the thousands point when it
Yeah.
gets like 90 or
If
some shit.
yeah, it's exponential. It's
Yeah,
exponential.
Exactly, yeah.
I still reckon you should get a Tinder. Have you got
I
a Tinder
don't
yet?
want to.
Bro,
to be
come
honest
on, man. What do you mean you don't want to?
with you. I just don't want to be honest with you.
Man, you would.
I'm probably
Man.
scarred from when I was a subhuman. to be
Yeah,
honest
yeah,
with you.
but
But
download
I
it now and see what happens,
Yeah, maybe so.
and make sure you put your height in there too. Okay, next one.
True that.
6. Looks is also becoming more important because women are exposed to more and more options daily. What's the fastest way to narrow down 100 options? Easy. Just get rid of anyone short, ugly, bald, and so on. 7. Any man an 8 or above in attractiveness will have the red carpet rolled out for him on online dating apps.
Yeah, true.
8. In contrast, any man between a 5 and 7 in attractiveness.
Okay, pause it. This is so true. This is so true. And like you see, you look at these guys here right now.
that bad.
Okay, they're really not that bad. Like these are your average guys, right? But Wheat Waffles would classify them as like maybe a a 5 to 6 normie or whatever. Okay, but these guys don't get chicks no more. These guys don't pull anymore. Okay, unless they are compensating in other areas, and you see them all the time, where they pretty much do get the scraps. Where these chicks they treat, then they're not even good looking, and they still treat them like shit. Use them for everything they've got. Because even fat girls have options these days.
Plenty.
Sorry, but that is how it is.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I think on average, if we're looking at like a 5 male, 5 female, the 5 female will probably have, if Tinder more or less,
man.
the 5 male will want to rope max, and the 5 female will have her ego absolutely glazed.
We'll still have abundance at a solid 5.
Yeah.
No ass, no tits, nothing. We'll still do just fine.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think there's such polarity now in the dating market?
I just think because dudes over-validate chicks to the point where chicks feel like they don't need to look good for guys anymore because they'll go for anything. Because dudes have just lowered their standards. I don't know why, but they just have.
The GYG effect.
This is why it's so important, man, to fucking looks max to get on self-improvement, because otherwise you're pretty fucked and you will get the scraps. But yeah, let's get on to the rest of it. But that's a red pill belief.
Struggle massively on online dating, getting barely any matches and scarcely getting replies to messages.
Suppose you can't get
9.
ad block anymore.
Any man below a 5 will get 0 matches for life. 10. On online dating apps, 60% of likes go to the top 10% of men.
Before, it's just the
11. 80% of the matches go to the top 20%.
Oh, man.
12. 95% of matches go to the top 50%. Therefore, 13. Just 5% of matches go to the bottom 50% of guys. 14,
you don't want to be there.
These statistics also show that looks are mostly objective. There is very little
Okay,
room
pause it
for
there. Pause it there.
opinion
So,
As a ginger, I disagree.
there are types, and I think he will get into discussing that, but there is still objective
I've
beauty.
got the perfect
There's
argument
some
for this.
level
I think the looks are mostly objective. There are obviously parameters in which your looks are going to be, more objectively, quote unquote, attractive than another person, right? But I do think that in a female's lens, if you are adjusted to her type, that puts your sort of points up a lot higher than another male who would be more objectively attractive than you, but isn't around the same type. So
100%. I think you still have to pass that objective threshold of a 6 or a 7, and then any niche appeal is just, boosting that just a little bit, but you still have to reach that objective attractiveness.
But all you have to do is look at the track record of some chicks, and it's all the same type.
Yeah.
Like I've had chicks that like compliment me on my red hair, and then I'm like, I look at the track record, and I'm like, oh, it's all gingers.
the Instagram following.
There is...
It's just gingers. Like, well, it's weird, but it's.
I had a lot of people say that I am unconventionally attractive, or a lot of chicks say that.
Just that fucking backhanded compliment.
Which it is sort of a backhanded compliment, but they're still complimenting you, but they're saying you're unconventionally attractive because I've already reached a certain level, and then it's
Exactly.
just... they're just picking out little features they like.
The thing that I said to you was that you wouldn't be subjectively attractive if you weren't already objectively attractive.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
that's just how it is. But
Yeah. All right. We'll go to the next one.
or preference. 15. A man's money now means nothing to women, as they can instead either work for themselves or rely on the government to provide resources.
Nah, that's
instead.
bullshit.
I think it means
16.
it doesn't mean nothing.
Any
It
man
means
that
less.
gets in a relationship based on his money has no real attraction from the woman. It is all fake love. 17. His only
pause that.
purpose is just...
No, I don't think that's true.
I think it is the qualities of getting that abundance of money that is attractive to these females. Yeah, the notes themselves, the materialistic actual notes themselves don't attract women, but I think you have to have a certain kind of personality. You have to be a certain kind of man that gets that money that also gets women. So yeah, the money itself won't attract chicks, and they won't love you because of that, but
I
it's
think
the
what you're trying to
traits.
say is that the mindset behind obtaining that money is the most important thing.
That's exactly right, yeah.
So it's not like you said, not the dollar bill that's, oh fuck, my pussy is so wet now, the $100 note.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously not. It's got more to do with the way they feel about how you've gone out and done that. And,
And it just comes down to evolutionary biology. If you want to look back at it, it's like that is safety, that is... That's
providing
That's
bro,
providing
it would have been
protecting.
like back in the caveman era, like whoever has the biggest hut, it's like, fuck, I'm going straight to him.
I'm going straight to that hut.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think women obviously do still care about that. He literally just said that they don't care, but that is not true. A lot of women don't want to work because it's not in their wiring. They're not hardwired to work and go out. They don't want to do that as much as they don't want to admit that. They don't want to work. So they do obviously still care, but yeah.
Next one.
Just to provide resources for her, whether it be pay for her bills, expensive dates, holidays, and so on. 18. Any man that gets a relationship mainly because of his money will likely get dumped as soon as he loses his job or investments. 19. Relationships based on money will likely end up as dead bedrooms.
True.
The man might get intimacy twice a year, on his birthday and on Christmas.
Oh, pause this real
20.
quick, sorry. Okay, guys don't realise how important giving them good dick is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm being serious. It's a serious note. Okay, if you are not making them, if you are not giving them good dick, it's over. It's literally over. It's the foundation of everything you do with her. And if you're not giving her good dick, she'll find it somewhere else. That's how it is. If you're not making her bust, then yeah, dead bedroom, man. You're not getting it. So that's how you know if your relationship's failing. Next.
Confidence doesn't mean much and only helps if the man in question is already attractive.
No, I massively disagree with that because that is probably the biggest deciding fact. Like
Yes.
you know too.
So true.
The most confident guys I know can be dead ugly, dead ugly, and they'll still have consistent.
And there's
chicks
certain things you can do now in Australia to beat that. You can get a mustache and a mullet, and they're into that.
Exactly.
And I'll get into the deep reason of why is because once again that is safe because the general public is going with that sort of look, meaning that they are normal, accepted in society,
Also,
which is safe.
There is one thing though. This is an Australia thing, I think.
Yes.
In like America and other countries, I think they base it more
On like, do you have a Hellcat or?
they don't really care if you're just like completely outgoing. But I think Australia, it's a different culture a little bit. What do you think about that?
Look, if you're extremely confident as a unattractive man, I'd say good on you for being super delusional. Purely just because, look, negative feedback loops, they exist. And if you're an unattractive man and you're very confident, chances are that you just haven't gotten your ego shattered yet, and you're just waiting for it to happen.
That is so true. I think confidence is built. Attractive guys are confident for a reason because they have been validated for that.
Yeah.
If you're an ugly guy, you're probably not confident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, because then they're not getting rewarded by being confident because they're getting rejected.
Absolutely.
So that's why it doesn't happen.
Like we've all been on both sides of that, sort of spectrum, and it's as we all know, being on a positive feedback loop is immensely better, and you're obviously going to be more confident. Once that happens. But it's just a no-brainer to me. Like me arguing this is just like, it's second nature. It's just like,
it's like when these guys are like, just be confident, bro. It's like they fucking can't. Their entire life they've been rejected. It doesn't happen. You can look smacks and maybe you'll get to like a 7 or an 8 and maybe society will start treating you in a certain way where you do build up a little bit of confidence. But if you're ugly, you're not confident. It's very hard to be.
No.
Still have to have a baseline. All right, next one.
21. This is because if an unattractive guy is confident, it is often seen as creepy or arrogant. Besides, 22. Confidence is very correlated with looks anyway. Statistically speaking, shorter, more unattractive and overweight people are more likely to get bullied in school, which no surprise is going to have a negative effect on a person's confidence and self-esteem. Meanwhile, 23. Attractive people are more likely to be appraised from teachers, parents.
I think this is actually very true. You know how I said before how I know just like overconfident people but are dead ugly?
Yeah.
And they get heaps of attraction?
Yeah.
I think that's because they grew up as just like genetically blessed and they were like chads or whatever. But then they got into drinking, but they still carry that confidence from when they were a kid, I think. And even though they've just fucking looks minned, bro, I think that confidence carries over and it kind of carries them a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think maybe in a few years or in
it'll start dying out. Like, why aren't these chicks gravitating towards me like they used to?
I think that's true. Yeah.
Which in turn boosts their confidence. 24. On top of this, generally people tend to adopt a level of confidence.
Yesterday, bro. Literally yesterday. So before I was going to work, I was talking to some random girl. I can't remember who she was, but it was I talked to her like ages ago, and I think she was friends with a few guys that like asked me how to get bigger in the gym, which was already like a
you set up
a boss move,
set up, bro. Yeah,
and then then I went up to her again just like before I went to work to Coles, and she just asked me, she's like, oh, so like I'm just guessing you're the boss at your work, right? Like I'm like, what made you think that? And she just went like, you know what I mean? But like I literally just started working there. So is
That
not
was like, I think you know the example I'm about to say is when I met this guy. What was his name? Let's call him Chris. His name was Chris? Was it Chris?
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm working at this like it's just an average job, And this guy pulls up. He is Colombian, super fresh. He's got this nice tapered beard, this fade, these veneers, his skin, neck tats, everything. And I'm like, and he's pulling up in this nice tight shirt. He's jacked as well. This guy looks fucking unbelievable. I shake his hand. I say, "How you going?" I'm thinking he's the boss of this company, like the manager, overall big manager. And then I'm training him how to make axles for garage doors.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I did not expect that.
Yeah.
You know, so that is that's just. Next one.
Confidence based on how they look. 25, for example. How can this short guy look confident to the camera if he's standing next to
Oh, that's brutal.
this man who's way taller than him? 26. How can this man smile with confidence when he has bad teeth? 27. How can this man be confident in his own skin when he has severe facial acne?
Accutane.
28. Status also doesn't matter for these reasons. Because 29, similar to confidence, status is also largely determined.
No, this is actually true.
This
This is actually true.
It's funny because status is a big thing, but name a really unattractive celebrity.
And even if they are unattractive, they're known for being unattractive.
Or like they're just like a goofball or something. Like they're just a goofball comedian.
Leaf, like fucking
Exactly.
Jonah Hill.
I think only just recently I've come to terms with the fact that you have no chance on like Instagram or social media if you don't look, above a 7.
I think it's a threshold. Like I always say that. I think it's
Threshold.
Absolutely. Bro, I always go back to this point. Like I remember I was almost like studying YouTube and I was making good content at the time. And I saw this guy blowing up and his name was Bray. And he was just like this Giga Chad looking guy. And I'm like, clicking on his video, the shittest fucking editing I've ever seen. Like, no hate to him, right? But editing was not up to par with what my stuff was at the time. But he mugged me to Andromeda.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, okay, let me think about it. All right, shave the pooey mo, shave the beard, fix my skin, get a better physique, blah, 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 looks max. And then I blew up as well.
Yeah.
It's fucking no-brainer, dude.
Yep.
Anyways.
A perfect example, Nelson, is when you had ginger hair and every comment was just not taking you seriously.
Not taking me seriously.
Taking the piss out
I
of
said
you.
it was a business move. It was a business decision.
And then you dyed your hair and now you're just like an authoritative figure online. Like how crazy that. I need to do something about my hair, bro.
It is the harsh reality. It's a harsh
Fucking
reality.
born with it, bro.
Yep.
For example, 58% of CEOs are over 6 foot, despite them only making up 15% of the population. Additionally, 31, women tend to only care about status when they have reached settling down age. 32,
Well, that's not
university-aged girls don't care much about a man's BMW if the man driving it is short, old and balding.
No, that is true.
33,
That is true.
women only start caring about your personality after you're above their minimum looks threshold.
Yeah.
34. If you're way above a woman's minimum looks
So
threshold, it gets to the point where you can get away with pretty much anything.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
pause that
Your
right
negative
there.
personality.
That is true. I know the amount of cockheads I know. They're just so lucky they look good. It's
Even in relationships, you can just get away with so much. This is obviously where Andrew Tate and all that preach this relationship dynamic where they sleep with whoever they want, but the chicks are supposed to be monogamous. But that's why.
But you can't get away with that if
But you can't get away with that if you. Then all these guys that are like 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s are trying to replicate that.
It won't happen.
It's not going to work, mate.
It won't happen.
It's not going to work. You're going to have to settle with a 5 and be monogamous in that relationship. And that's how it is. If you're not, above an 8, I think. Would you agree with that, Rory?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right.
Nothing to touch on
I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's obvious.
Personality traits can be seen as positives. See 35. An attractive man who is shy is perceived as cute.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Pause this.
36.
Pause this. Yeah, literally, bro. Like if you're ugly and you don't talk, then you're just like you kind of just.
You'll never get attention once
like,
ever.
Yeah, you just.
Not
be
even
like,
weird. You just want to
you'll
be seen. You're invisible.
You're invisible.
Nah, it's not like shyness and being a loner or whatever. It's perceived as mysterious.
Mysterious, yeah.
Good looking.
Exactly.
Like if you're a subhuman and you're shy and you don't talk to anyone, it's just like, oh, ew.
I see some of these Sigma sort of alpha videos where it's like, number 1, be the least talking guy in the room. Don't talk. Avoid this. It's like, well, no one's gonna know about you then, especially if you're not good looking.
Especially if you blend in with everyone else. I actually used to do this thing where I'm like, I know this was had the fucking buzz cut and shit. I'm just gonna be like quiet, like mysterious sort of like.
Yeah.
You're just invisible.
Like no one's gonna even know you
fucking
exist.
invisible, bro.
Invisible.
Anyway. Who's gone?
An unattractive man who is shy is seen as antisocial.
Yeah.
37. An attractive man who is awkward is seen as funny or adorable. Meanwhile, 38. An unattractive man who is awkward is seen as weird or creepy.
That's so true. Skip that.
39. When an attractive man makes bad jokes, they will be voluntarily laughed at by women as they want to impress him.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
So I've had this happen to me. I'm not calling myself attractive, but I've had this happen to me where I say the most unfunny joke, or it's just not funny at all. But these chicks, they just carry on laughing. Like it's the funniest thing in the entire world.
Yeah. Especially if a chick is like very attracted to you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes
yeah.
I've just been talking to someone and I say a joke that it's not even meant to be a joke, and they're just fucking laughing. And I'm like, I didn't
Yeah,
even
but
find
like
that
the
funny.
same guy, if there was a 4 that said that, it's not going to be funny.
Yeah, exactly. But it also depends. Yeah, if that chick is attracted to that person, just
Yeah.
that's their riz. Just laugh.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
of 40, when an unattractive man makes good jokes, they will be shunned as they will be seen as perverted or uncalled for. 41. An attractive man who is intelligent is perceived as smart. Meanwhile, 42, intelligence on an unattractive man is
all of
nerdy
these
or geeky.
Comparisons can literally just be shoveled into the halo effect.
Yes. Yep. That's correct.
Literally all it is.
Yeah. That's literally what it is. If you're attractive, you're just seen as
43.
a better person in
Just
general.
spam the word halo effect.
An attractive man with no
Sigma
friends
male.
is seen as a lone wolf. Meanwhile, 44, an unattractive man with no friends is seen as a friendless loser.
Halo effect.
So, that's the first
Hello
44
effect.
points. And now I've got almost half of the points out the way. Now is a good time to press the like button and leave any thoughts you have in the comments below.
That applies
as
for
it
this
helps the YouTube
podcast,
algorithm.
boys.
Button.
Anyway,
Like
carrying
the
on with
podcast.
the
Let
rest
us
of
know
the
you're there in
points.
the chat.
45. Things such as grooming or improving your appearance don't amount to much and are overrated. This is because 46
No.
clothes
That is
and
such
haircuts
bullshit.
are not tied
Okay,
to
that is cap.
What?
That is the one thing I will highly disagree with.
No, this is when like the black pill seeps into virginity because
Yeah,
like cunts watching this will be like, wait, so Wheat Waffle said grooming doesn't matter. Oh, so I can just let myself go.
That's
now,
the biggest
right?
problem I've got with black pill. That is the biggest problem I've got with
Yeah.
black pill. Is there is okay, sure, yes, this does apply. This all does apply.
Yeah.
The halo effect is real. This is all real shit. But why the fuck would you then make it even worse by
Yeah, I
not
know.
trying?
Literally, yeah.
That is the
Like,
like.
you go from like what I don't know, at best a 4 to like a 2. Like, why would you let yourself?
Well,
do
I'm
that?
confused.
Like,
Isn't it like
Yeah.
looks matter the most?
Yes,
Then
but
don't
they
groom.
also have this
Yeah.
approach of don't even bother sort of thing.
yeah, nah. That's when it gets into
wild,
like the nihilistic worldview where I just
Yeah.
completely disagree.
I just
with it.
can't. I cannot resonate with that. Like in my eyes, do everything you possibly can, and yeah, I reckon you could get from a 4 to like a 6.
Oh, just by having a good haircut and like if you have good facial hair.
All right.
your genetics. You can't pass down an expensive haircut to a child. It is an environmental factor. Therefore, women won't care about it. 47. Additionally, these factors often only work when the man is attractive anyway. Nice clothes look good when worn by attractive men, not the other way round. 48. An unattractive
true.
man in the exact same clothes will look terrible.
Yeah.
I've got
Depends
a
what
unique-
shape you're in.
49.
I've got a
Going to
unique
the
opinion
gym
on this.
only
I'd say,
helps if you are...
obviously, like, you know, facially wise, you can't change that. But if you're an unattractive man with an overweight physique or whatever, obviously the clothes are going to look like dog shit on you.
Yeah.
But if you're someone with a model's physique, this is the reason why they pick certain models with certain types of measurements and like waist to hip ratios, etc., like good amount of muscle mass, is because the clothes will look better on them. So obviously, like, you know, the clothes aren't going to make up for your, you know, unhinged facial attractiveness, but it definitely can boost your attractiveness if you just have a good, decent physique, which literally anyone can get.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Even if you're below average in the face, I still think then you could, what they would say is compensating, but get a good physique, get a good haircut,
Yeah.
get a nice beard, or or clear your skin up. I think you could easily go from a 4 to a 6 or a
But
7.
that one before, that was saying that style doesn't look good on unattractive guys.
Yeah.
Is that what it was saying? Yeah.
Well, it's not going to work as well.
But it'll still help, I think. I think
Obviously.
style carries so many guys. If they have good fashion sense, it can carry you. Bro.
I'm very attracted to a girl with good fashion sense, like
Oh, yeah.
more than a lot of other guys would care about. I'm really attracted to that.
Yeah. Also, we can read this one without actually hearing it.
Gym only helps if you're average.
That is fucking bullshit.
What is? No.
What kind of shit is that? So
So it only helps.
no, it help. What do you mean? It helps everyone. Why would you just have like worse? What do you think about that, Rory?
I think I get what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
It's like if obviously, it's not going to matter as much if you are unattractive and you're going to boost your physique. Like I just said, like it's obviously just going to be perceived as compensating. Like, yeah.
But why wouldn't you?
It's like, yeah, obviously, why wouldn't you? It just goes back to the grooming thing. Why wouldn't you? Just for your own personal thing. But I'd say if you're going to the gym to attract women and you're below average in the face, like you're kind of doing it for the wrong reasons at that point.
But also, if you hit the gym, you're wanting to get lean as well. And I think having a chubby face is what makes like 80% of people unattractive.
This is my fear with black pill, is that people don't even try and they don't even realize that they're actually a lot better looking than they really think they are, which is what I thought. I was genetically bad looking until I leaned out, got a nice physique.
Also, not to mention
skin.
lifting increases your testosterone and your face literally changes as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like a lot of the like if you guys look at my transformation specifically, like my jaw completely just squared out completely compared to what it was, just for the I guess testosterone boost through lifting weights, etc.
Also puberty.
Yeah, and puberty, of course. Yeah. Oh no, just mewed, bro.
just mewed.
Just mewing.
Okay, let's get on to the next one.
Or at least average in the face, for which it can dramatically improve your appearance. Meanwhile, 50, if you're below average in the face, getting a gym body will unlikely work, as it will be seen as overcompensating. 51,
Sure,
a gym
but, like,
body can look pathetic
I don't know,
on a
like,
short
yeah.
guy.
Nah, pause
he's
this.
an aggressive
Pause this. I'm actually envious of a lot of short guys, though.
Nah, you're not. You're capping.
I'm not capping. Not short guy. If you're
Sure,
5'4",
you can gain muscle quicker, but like
Yes,
you wouldn't trade
but
positions.
no,
with
I'm
them.
saying, okay.
You would not trade positions with them.
No, I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I see some guys like Hayden, for instance, which is not a short guy. He's 5'8", right? 5'9".
No, he's like 5'9.5".
5'9.5", 10. 5'9.5", 10. Maybe
He's
I'm-
not that short.
No, that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
He's
we're
not
in a tall
short,
friend group,
but he's shorter than 6'3", and his muscles look so much better on him, and he has much
Well,
more
then
impressive.
again, like I don't think depending on your height, the muscles are going to look better because like you may have better muscle insertions at 6'4" or whatever compared to like someone else who's shorter.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you have a smaller frame, it's easier to pack on muscle. Like it's a no-brainer. But I don't know, man. Like if I had like a
Yeah, I'm not trading
if I was
spots.
being
Yeah.
born in and like it was a menu and I could choose like my stats,
Yeah.
I'm always choosing 6'3" over 5.
Yeah, that is.
Like,
Yeah, no, you
just-
are right on that one.
yeah.
Okay.
Capricorn. 52. Some men who are even above average in the face and height are still genetically limited due to factors such as a poor frame and bad muscle building genetics.
Yeah, but,
53.
okay,
If a man...
I disagree because I have terrible... I think we all here have pretty poor genetics, like baselines.
Yes.
Maybe not muscle building. Actually, yeah, I'd say I have pretty poor genetics. But you can, with a lot of training, anyone can get a good physique or an attractive physique.
Yeah.
Because women don't want a massive fucking muscly guy anyway.
Unless they're into
I
gym.
will always say
It's
this, bro. Peak natural over anything else.
Yep.
Like the only people that I understand hopping on gear or roids or whatever is the people with subpar genetics.
Yeah.
But most of the time, the people I know who start taking roids, it's just because they want it now. They want the muscle now. It's not because they have bad genetics or whatever. It's just they didn't put the time and effort in, and they just wanted all the muscle.
Literally,
Like you will get there eventually.
5 years, and I believe anyone, no matter your genetics, can reach the level that you need to be at.
Yeah.
I think everyone.
And
can get
okay, the biggest problem I have with wheat waffles, especially, and the black pill, is wheat waffles doesn't lift.
there. No,
There's no chance he lifts. You seen his physique?
I think he would be.
So how's he telling me about bad genetics and how that
Exactly.
doesn't matter when he hasn't even tried himself?
or his haircut or anything. Else.
Which what I want to get to in the end of this video, and why I think it is the most ridiculous thing that he is.
Okay, but see the point on screen. Lowering body fat can drastically improve your appearance.
Okay, but you see he's got good.
He's contradicting himself.
No, but he has great facial structure in the first photo. You
Yeah,
cannot
he
disagree.
He does.
You know?
But that is true. But that goes along with Jim. Like he's been clearly lifting.
Yeah.
Anyway.
and has good height, who was previously overweight, lowering his body fat percentage in the gym can completely transform his attractiveness. However, 54, this is only the case if the man's underlying facial structure is
Ooh, I just
attractive.
said.
If the man is unattractive beneath the fat, he'll barely be in
But
a better place. Than
it's
he
still
was
better.
before.
But still, how he says still 3. That's not true.
It's not
He's
still
not
a
still
three.
3. He's definitely better.
Okay.
55. The only difference between a friend and a boyfriend is
That's
how
true.
physically
That kind of
attractive
is
you are. 56. Most mainstream dating advice is simply awful, and it only
Yeah.
serves to temporarily make people feel better about themselves. 57.
I don't even
for
know.
example.
Pause this for a
I don't
second,
even know
bro.
what the advice
Can we
is.
pause this for a fuck, dude? This is the most brutal shit ever, and like I think back because it's so true. So, I remember I would be given dating advice when I was unattractive or like average or whatever.
Yeah.
And it would always be like, just focus on yourself first. I think you should just focus on yourself first, and you know, like someone will like you for who you are one day. Nowadays, it's like, oh, I bet you have like a full lineage of girls waiting for you or whatever. And this is not my words, bro. This is not my, like, I know it sounds bad, but like, it's fucking night and day, bro. It's like, they go from saying like they're insinuating it, basically, oh yeah, well he's, I guess, okay. Like, surely improve yourself and then you get some. Like, that's kind of what they're insinuating.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's like, well, they just expect me to be talking to a lot of girls because of the way I look. So, yeah.
No, I agree.
Service level.
Paul. Phrases such as "just be yourself," "just put yourself out there," "just be presentable."
Yeah,
and
just
make
be
people
yourself.
laugh
If you're an
are
absolute
only
fucking sub 4 non-confident geek, that's just gonna
being
you'll be lonely for the
yourself
rest of your life.
subhumanity. So why would you do that?
I keep it going, keep it running.
surface level and don't infiltrate deeper meanings of attraction. 58. In fact, any dating advice that starts with "just do whatever"
Oh, right.
is probably going to be terrible,
you know what's a
terrible
fucking
advice.
funny as thing that happened, right? So, I remember a year ago now, there was this guy, he said like, oh, that girl over there is like looking at you a lot and whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know. And he's like, why? Wait, sorry, no, let me rephrase that. He basically said, oh, go up to the girl, she's looking at you, just go be confident, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, I've already been with her, bro. It's like, what are you trying to insinuate? Like, I've already... But, like, the confidence, man, it's like, why?
Well, some people say like, oh, just be confident, but like you can't be confident if you haven't been reinforced by society your whole life.
Yeah.
It's practically impossible.
For sure.
You can try and force it,
Yeah,
squeeze it out of
bro.
the toothpaste tube,
This
but
is why it's very dangerous when people go through an initial attractiveness boost or like an initial ego boost due to their, I guess, improved physique or what have you, because there reaches a point where obviously if you're subhuman most of your life and then you reach a huge boost in attractiveness, you're not used to that at all, and you can let it get to your head for sure. Like I let that get to my head, like absolutely.
But is that not like proving Black Pill wrong that you weren't doomed?
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, of course.
All you had to do was.
But then again, like, it's pretty brutal for me to say, but like I'm not.
Had the genetics.
Yes.
You had the fucking
Of
genetics.
course I did, but like that. With that being said, though, if I was like nihilistic black pilled fully, then I never would have, gotten out of that.
Yeah.
Never got
So,
the Accutane, never got
never would have actually fixed up what I needed to fix and everything. So, yeah.
Right, next.
Yes. 59. The number of men excluded from the dating market is increasing year after year, and this is mainly because of rejections based on looks. 60. The attractiveness of your face is determined by your facial bone structure and
yes
is almost
and no.
entirely
Pause
genetic.
So,
Wow, look at the difference. Do you reckon you could go back just like 5 seconds and just look at the difference in skull shape there?
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
I wonder if that's real.
What
was that?
Then your
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Yes and no. So I'd say bone structure obviously is important, but if you don't have the features on your face to back up that bone structure, like you can have a super pterochad skull, right? Like insane bone structure, like cheekbones pop in, etc. But if you don't have like the correct, like if your lips are super thin and you've got like bulging eyes and like all these unattractive traits, I guess, then like obviously it can't make up for it. So you need to have a lot of things go right for that to happen.
Yeah, I think it's just it adds points, but
Adds points for
but
sure.
obviously like a more rigid and robust bone structure as
are
a
they
man
both
is
real
important.
like
you know.
skulls? That's crazy the difference.
Yeah, it looks like a completely different species, bro.
Yeah.
of your face is determined by your facial bone structure and is almost entirely genetic. 61. The importance of facial features goes eyes first, then jaw, then hair, then midface.
Ooh, pause that.
However,
Just go back to that real quick. So it was eyes. Just play it and see it, wait till it gets to the end.
jaw, then hair, then midface.
Okay. Do we agree with this? Eyes, jaw,
I do
hair,
agree with
midface.
this.
I think hair would be like last, I'd say. Oh no, if we're talking about hair fullness and stuff, yeah, no, that might
When
be
they're
true.
saying mid-face, essentially what they mean by that, you guys are probably confused. It's kind of... Have you ever heard of like, the term long mid-face? before?
Wasn't just when this is longer.
So it's like kind of a long mid face, right? I'll use an example, like Ryan Gosling. Like he has like his eyes are closer set and his like face is longer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's like a longer mid face. In proportion, mid face is
So
more like,
I would have like a shorter mid face.
you would have like probably a 1-to-1, which is like a good
Yeah,
mid face.
okay.
That's what it is essentially. It just makes your facial harmony better, if that makes sense. Yeah, sure. With the other three, yeah, for sure.
So we agree with this list here.
I'd somewhat agree. Yeah.
And your eyes, we're not talking about like the color or anything. A lot of people watching this saying, "Oh, the color." No, we're talking about
The color's essentially like a bonus. It's like a cherry
Yeah.
on top sort of thing.
But we're talking about the actual shape of the
Yeah,
bones
and like eyebrows thing as well. Just the eye area, the jaw, obviously lower third, hyoid.
I think a lot of this plays into just having high testosterone, because you look at animals.
You can get good eyes through high testosterone, can you?
When you have
Really?
high testosterone in the womb, you have better bone
Yeah.
structure,
I
more.
suppose, yeah.
Like when you go back to
But if you increase it now,
But like,
no, decrease it now. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying genetically high
wait,
testosterone.
so how are you supposed to improve your testosterone before
You
you've
don't.
been born?
No, that's a black pill belief I have.
Yeah, I suppose.
Is
yeah.
that like?
Yeah. Go back in time and tell your mum to fucking ingest.
Yeah,
steroids
no,
or
exactly.
whatever.
It's like you just
Yeah.
hope you got a Giga Chat dad, and that's
Yeah,
pretty much how
exactly,
how
yeah.
it goes. Otherwise, you get a rope max.
Unfortunately, yeah.
However, 62, it is better to score averagely in everything rather than having one or two fantastic features
Yeah.
along with one outstandingly bad feature. For these two guys, the man on the left is more attractive than the man on the right
that guy on
because
the
he
right
has
needs to wear a beanie. I think
For sure.
he needs to never take a beanie.
He needs to
he
get him
needs to
some
glue-
minoxidil or something.
He needs to glue a beanie to his head.
No, he needs to visit Turkey.
Yeah, bro.
That's
rough.
That is rough.
It's unseen.
much better consistency, and this is despite having a lower overall score. 63. Surgery may be one of the only potential solutions
Okay.
for men with unattractive
Let me explain
features.
this one. So, the only time I think anyone should conclude that surgery is the best option for them is when they can't reach a 5 naturally, which is going to be very rare. That's like 2% of the population, probably.
Yeah.
Like, that can't reach a 5. And if that's you, I feel for you, buddy, but...
Even that, like,
Would you consider that as veneers though? Veneers
No.
Nah, veneers are not surgery.
No, they're not surgery.
There's
Surgery
also-
literally means
yeah.
changing the way your face looks. Like, surgery, I guess...
do we
Yeah.
count like buccal fat removal as surgery? Do we
Yeah.
count facelifts as surgery? That's all surgery.
Yeah.
Because these are all quite easy things to do.
Those are small
It only
things.
costs you like $3,000 or some shit.
When he says surgery, he's really talking about like literally changing the shape of your eye. You know, like widening your lower third, things like that. That's just
the
like
bottom 5% of people should ever
Yeah.
consider that. I think.
and that's only if they have like autistic tendencies as well.
Yeah.
So
Like,
like,
most people
that's
are not going to do this,
that's
especially
that's
guys.
a very rare combo, and as well a lot of money too. So yeah, rare combo.
That proves that money doesn't matter, boys. Even if you've got a lot of money, enough to spend on surgery, they
Yeah,
still get the
facts.
surgery because attractiveness matters.
64. Height is an attractive trait as it is seen as a display of dominance.
Yes.
65. The ideal height for men falls between the 6'2 to 6'4 range.
Yes.
However,
I don't
men
know,
are
the only one in
bro.
the room not in
I'm
that
on the
range.
cusp of this, bro. I'm like, I don't know whether I'm like in this or not.
Nah, you're not 5'2". Let's get the tape measure out. Tape measure, where is it, boys?
I'm gonna take it.
Please.
I'm literally. I genuinely think I'm like 6'1" 3/4.
Probably.
Oh, I just wanted to
But that's
tell
still, you know.
Yeah, it's
like-
6'2". I'm taking it. I'm
Yeah,
taking it.
you- I
take
just wanted to tell me that 6 foot's okay.
Yeah, I'd say yeah, sure. I'll have to agree with that. 6'2" to 6'4", yeah.
Because you get any taller than I'm like 6'3.5" or whatever.
Yeah.
You get any taller than that, you see these guys 6'5", 6'7".
Yeah,
6'5", I'd be fucking.
Yeah.
you
I'd
know,
say
any taller than that, you look like a
in
giraffe.
all honesty, in like dominance and proportions, I honestly think it like the most like I've seen a lot of people from my day-to-day basis. I think it's 6'1" to 6'4" at the most, to be honest. Like sure 6'2" is the same thing. Usually the male model height is around like 6 foot to 6'3"
Yeah.
because the proportions are usually the best around
Yeah.
that area. But once you start getting taller and taller and taller, that's when your proportions go out of whack, and you'll see guys who are like really tall, like they just look off. You know what I'm trying to
And
say? Like,
uncoordinated. Like
yeah.
they're talking about dominance here. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, you have the advantage being 6'2" to 6'4" if we're talking like physicality and
Yeah.
fights and all that kind of stuff and in combat sports. But any taller than like 6'5", you're more just uncoordinated
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
don't know how to use your feet as well, I think. But yeah, height does matter, boys. Sorry.
6 foot are also in a good spot and
Yeah,
don't
there
have
you go.
anything to worry
I was
about.
actually only-
66. Every inch you have lower than 6
Oh, fuck. Okay, but I've seen so many guys that are
The-
that are below 5'8" that get non-stop chicks. all the time.
Yeah, that's
5'8"
most
short.
likely because they got.
But they have a very attractive face. Yeah. So
the joke's right itself for us. Man.
yeah, I know.
6 foot is seen as a small blow to your overall attractiveness. This is the danger zone. Meanwhile, 67 heights 5'7" and
no-go
below
zone.
are in the no-go zone.
That's when you like.
Persistent
That's when you're
rejections.
femboy maxing at that point. You're changing genders.
Is that just when you change genders?
Yeah.
You like compensate something very, very.
But you look at who we know, who is possibly 5'6", supermodels. He gets supermodels non-stop, bro. I'm not even kidding. All the time. Sorry? Quan. Yeah, has non-stop chicks in his DMs.
There you go.
And hangs out with chicks all the time. And he's probably 5'6",
So you max everything
5'5".
If you max everything out, it's okay.
But he is maxed out in every other.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway.
Will occur solely because of height, and this is true even with an attractive face. 68 on the other side of the spectrum, heights taller than
niche.
6'4" are still good,
Niche.
but have a few negatives going for them. Namely, it can increase the likelihood of falling into a niche market, also the likelihood of having an elongated horse face or a lanky
Let us know what you
body
think in the comments, by
will
the way,
increase.
guys.
Therefore, the ideal remains at 6'2" to 6'4". That said, those who are 6'5" and above are still better off than the average heighters of 5'9" to 5'11". 70. Balding can destroy a man's chances in the dating market, even if he was successful in the past.
Yeah.
71. Although it is still possible to be attractive if you're bald, the black pill teaches that less than 5% of men can pull
I think
off.
this is true, and this is the reason why hair is so damn important. Because if you're someone with not quite a robust skull and you don't have like prominent features and you're high body fat, you're gonna look subhuman, bro. Like you need to be lean, like just like The Rock. You need to be lean, have a good physique. You need to fit those like hyper masculine boundaries.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're just gonna look shit.
And
to be
also,
honest.
it's for a different age bracket.
Yeah, you
Like-
get the
Yeah.
MILFs. You get the MILFs. Like
Absolutely,
you've got to be. If you want to go bald, like you said, you have to fit that like hyper masculine archetype. Where you get the sunnies, you get like the ripped steroid physique, and you get all the other nice cars and the rest of it. Like,
Like, what chicks under 21?
and you've got to be above 40 to pull that off. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Bald look, and those people would usually need to be attractive to begin with anyway. 72. Balding will give the appearance of being 10 years older than your true age. 73. Men reach their attractiveness peak between the ages of 20 and 28. 74. Men younger than the age of 20 may not have a fully developed face yet,
I'm 20
therefore
in
they're
5
not
days.
as attractive. Meanwhile, 75. Men older than the age of 28 will increasingly face issues caused by aging, such as balding, skin degradation, wrinkling,
the bracket
and
could be extended out by a few years. I think 32 would be the end of the peak.
Yeah.
I think
Although
men-
I know a lot of guys
can
in
look
their
good at
late
30.
20s though that are having trouble with their hair.
Depends
a
if
lot.
you have trouble with your hair or not, I guess. But like if you keep up with it, you can extend it to like 32.
Most people start receding pretty early, so
Yeah.
it's good to like catch on to the signs if you are, for sure.
Yeah.
Would you, would you boys agree that signs of aging don't matter for men as much as it does for women?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
100%, yeah.
Was it men age like wine, women age like milk
Yeah.
or some shit?
Yeah, because men have better bone structure that keeps up
Yeah.
the skin and all the things from falling down. But also because, like it's rugged. It's seen as like a masculine trait.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas like obviously youth and fertility is very important in females. So
That's true.
so on. 76. This process of aging
Yeah.
will likely start off slow, but accelerate
that's
rapidly
this is-
into a man's
this is
mid-30s.
massively due to like collagen production just slowing
Yeah.
down completely. Also, like when you get into your 30s, like obviously natural causes like stress.
Yeah.
You can have a lot more responsibility in your life. A lot of people start having kids then too. So yeah, like it's just pretty much the Norwood Reaper comes for you at age 30, knock it on your door, and then obviously
That's where TRT is knocking on the door.
Yeah.
That's where, anything past 30, 35 is where I could really start seeing myself getting on TRT, possibly getting, because you build up a lot of fat here when you're older and lose fat here.
Not really, bro.
Yeah, dude, you'll get these pockets of fat here.
You think so?
Yeah, that's when they get that droopy face
I've literally
look.
heard the opposite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I know you get lean up here, but
Yeah.
down here is where you get those pockets of
I mean,
fat.
to be fair, it really depends on your own unique bone structure.
Yeah.
But I've heard
And
that you
genetics.
actually do lose buckle fat the more you age.
Yeah.
What you've been hearing is probably just due to people aging in not so favorable way.
And also, later down the line.
Oh, well, yeah. Not, yeah. You know what I mean.
77. Women reach their peak of attractiveness between the ages of 18 to 24. 78. The peak of attractiveness for women is narrower than men's because aging affects women faster, and this is due to women's smaller fertility window. As you can see from the chart on the right, men's decline in fertility is much more gradual. 79. The ideal P length is 6 inches or greater.
Okay, just pause
80.
this real quick. Okay, there are 2 things that I wake up every day feeling blessed. It's being above 6'3" and having a big dick.
You need,
that is
you need
literally
the
it.
3 6s now. You need the
Literally.
6 figures.
Like that is
Yeah.
3 things that I am basically safe for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
And yeah, like I
It's
said,
a shame I got a micro
like I
penis,
said
but-
about
Six
same.
is the magic couple.
No, but what I was talking about, like with how you have to give them good dick for them to stay around. If you
Yeah.
don't have, like, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to using that mouthpiece non-stop.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be giving them oral
Or the
because
strap on. The strap on.
or the
might be
strap-on.
used. Yeah.
you know, like, sorry boys, 5'5" ain't cutting it.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, what's the
Um,
average penis? I was like 5.5.
5.5.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
No,
I,
I
do,
do.
I definitely. But come on, when
definitely
you're
do.
looking around and you're seeing like guys,
You go to like
averaging like
the
five-
Casey race pools or something.
No, yeah.
Just go to the pools. and go to
Genuinely, bro, like I believe it for sure, for sure. You know.
I actually want to hear about this. So this is funny.
5 inches is seen as an uphill struggle. Again, this is the danger zone. 81. Anything below 5 puts you in a very difficult
That's
situation.
Bro, it's difficult.
That is
82. Women of all
You would know,
ethnicities
wouldn't you?
have a
Yeah.
preference
Yeah.
of dating ethnically white men.
Wait, what's
However,
Wait,
83.
go back.
Chad's
think that was-
preferential situation. 82.
this? Wait, what was race?
Women of all ethnicities have a preference of dating ethnically white men. However,
White
83. Chads are their own separate
I'll
class.
pause this.
Yeah.
I like to think that like girls are very Chad sexual, due to the fact that like because like looks obviously very
Yeah.
important. Like if you're a guy who's like objectively Chad, and you live the life of Chad, like then obviously it's not really gonna matter to them
Yeah.
as much. But obviously like if you're in that lower like mid range, it's gonna be a lot more niche. It's
Yeah.
not gonna matter as
Do
much.
you know what the unfortunate loophole is? Is that these guys that are sub 5 or whatever, struggling with their height, they fall into that repetitive cycle of wanting to get females, but they actually can't. Therefore, playing a more important role on that when that is pointless because they can't actually get that.
Yeah.
But I guess
Yeah,
that is just
I think you touch on this
wasted
in this
energy.
video. It's the snowball effect. It's like you'll get more of what you already have.
Yeah. Yeah, like Chads will have more of a difficult time fending off chicks
Yeah.
and dealing with chick problems like drama and all that other stuff. Whether these below 5 guys spend their entire life figuring out how to get a date,
Yeah.
which is, it's just unfortunate.
That won't help them get more dates.
Which is true,
Yeah.
because when you have that scarcity mindset, that is unattractive, But that's why having girls around you is better for getting girls. Next.
84. Women will never tell men the truth about just how important looks are.
Facts.
85. The main
Oh, bro,
reason
the amount of,
for
like,
this
black
is to
pill,
avoid...
Like, I've got an out of chicks, bro. Oh my god. It's like they start off saying looks don't matter, and
Height
then
doesn't
like
matter,
they
looks don't matter.
slowly like tell you the truth, and it's
Yeah.
just,
You have to
Yeah.
wean them out of them.
yeah.
causing upset.
Go away.
How many ads we get?
86. Instead, women will tell men personality matters the most in order to keep those guys in the friend zone and or keep receiving attention and validation from them. 87. Women
Yeah.
only date up in terms of value.
Yes.
There is no dating down out of sympathy because
Yes.
she feels bad for the guy who can't find anyone else.
Yes.
88. And if there are no men available for her to date up in value, she would rather share a Chad than have a beta all
Yeah,
to
it's just
herself.
backed onto that Andrew Tate point.
Yeah.
Literally.
It is so
Yeah.
true. Women don't actually care about, in a relationship, girls care more about you loving them than having sex with other women. Like, they're not going to care as much about... It's different between men and guys. Like, they don't really care if this Chad here is fucking her as long as he cares about both of them.
Facts.
Okay?
Depends on the woman, but yeah, sure. I get what you're saying.
But generally, that is female nature. Because a guy, for instance, plays more important.
I agree with this. They'd rather share a Chad than a beta, that's for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
if they would care more if this guy was like, I don't care about you, I
Yeah.
care about her, rather than if you were fucking both but cared about both. Does that make sense?
I don't really know what you just said, but sure.
But as a guy, if,
I know what you're trying to
if
say.
your chick got fucked by someone else, it's done. Game over, finished.
Yeah, sure.
Women don't care as
Yeah.
much. But anyway, play. That's why they'd rather share a Chad.
89. The only exception to this is where a woman will deliberately date down with a guy in order to seize control of the relationship.
Facts.
90.
Marriage.
This will often lead to things such as the woman will decide if and when intimacy
sub five
happens.
with an
Or
arrow.
91. The man,
Man,
needs
this
to
is the life
compensate
of the
for his
average bloke, man. This is the life of
We have
every...
sex this year, baby. Fuck
That describes just about 90% of relationships of middle-aged men that I know.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
Begging for sex. Practically,
and
on their knees.
then they come to work and brag about the one time they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking sad. Man.
Because the women are in control as soon as they're in control of that. Like, if you're a Chad or a good-looking guy, you'll know you get sex when you want it. You'll get a blowjob when you want it. They will offer to give you head. They will like giving you head.
Yeah. That's how it should be.
And yeah, as a normal guy, you don't get that response. Okay.
lack of looks by contributing disproportionately more financially towards the relationship.
Well, I think you should want to get rich.
92.
Yeah.
Polygamy is becoming an ever more present reality for the future of the dating market.
Yeah.
93. It is impossible for any woman, irrespective of her attractiveness, to not be able to get intimacy
Yes.
within the very next
Yes.
24
And
hours.
yeah, bro.
94.
So
Just
Dating
pause it.
So,
is what-
but dudes are so delusional as
Yes,
well.
they are so
think,
fucking
like,
delusional.
they'll go on a break with their chick, and they'll be like, and then she'll say, "No, I just want a break. I just want some space." And he's like, "Yeah, no, she loved me. You know, she's not gonna go and do it.
Doesn't
she's
matter.
Getting dick the next
Does
day.
not fucking
the next
matter.
Day. The next day.
Does not matter, man.
It doesn't matter. She can get anything anytime she wants, and she probably will. And dudes just don't.
What do they say that they are? I am celibate. No,
Fucking none of
none
them.
of them are.
None of them.
None of them. Okay, play.
This one's obvious as fuck.
Like supermarket shopping for women, but like trying to find life in outer space for men. 95.
True.
Fucking hell.
Modern women will spend their teens and 20s rejecting men who don't meet their crazy standards. 96. Then, in their 30s, those same women will plead, "Where are all the good men gone?" 97. Modern women will friend zone unattractive guys in their 20s who have provider potential, therefore keeping him in orbit. 98.
The worst.
Then, in her 30s, she may try to settle down with the exact same guy so he can provide resources for her. 99. The media encourages men to provide resources and simp over women. For example,
Yes.
just look at Valentine's Day. It's all about the man proving himself and buying gifts for the woman. Guys,
Okay.
believe me.
Just
I've
pause that
worked-
real quick
I feel
though.
like that's-
It's
that-
if you're unattractive, it's being a simp. If you're attractive, it's being a gentleman.
Yeah. But I feel like this is blue pill, yeah. This is like the default.
Yeah, I think
of
that's
most
yeah,
guys
blue
growing
pill.
up.
Yes.
And eventually they either go down the red or black pill route. I think
Although I do think there is nothing wrong with buying your girlfriend flowers.
being a gentleman.
Yeah, don't be a fuckwit. Don't be a
But don't take shit.
Don't be a cunt.
Don't
but
take shit.
also, you want to be getting that equal value exchange out of your girlfriend. Like if they're like these guys, these idiots will get fuck all value out of these chicks that just abuse them, beat you to them, don't even do anything for them, and then they will still be rewarding these chicks. So you're basically validating them for them treating you like shit.
Exactly.
You want them to be a good girl. You say, "Oh, you've been a good girl. I'll give you this. I'll give you this." That's how it is. That's the value
where's your
exchange.
self-respect as well.
It's all about
Who's putting up
self-respect.
with that shit, bro? I don't know.
Even Chads get abused like this.
Yeah, but just
It
because they're
happens.
fucking, I don't know what the fuck their mindset is, bro.
Yeah,
What's 100?
I'm curious.
restaurants over Valentine's, and I'd say 80% of the time, the man has to pay the bill in full. 20% the bill is split, 0% the woman will be the one to pay. Finally, 100. Women see it as an insult if an unattractive man approaches her, as she thinks he is insinuating he is on her level. So that's all 100 of my points of the black pill.
Okay, just pause it there. Well, I think we'll go through like the most important ones, but what do we think about that last one?
Wait, so women will see it as an insult. If
Well, it is an insult.
sort of is.
Yeah. Well, but it's actually in reality, it's not. It's just this guy is trying to approach whoever he can.
That is like the one like red pill thing that I disagree with when it's just like just cold approach.
Okay,
ugly, bro.
I've come to a new mentality with
it's
that.
going to destroy your confidence.
Oh, bro.
And it's a waste of time.
I remember like in year 7, I had like my first crush or some shit. And then I remember telling my mate, and then obviously like, you know, goes up to the chick and goes, oh, Rory likes you, blah, blah, blah. Literally turns around straight to my face. Ew.
Oh, that's
Like, you know
rough,
what
man.
that does to a man?
That's gonna hurt for like a
Bruh.
year straight.
No,
Or
dead
more,
set it
or
did,
more.
man. Like,
Or more.
fucking insane,
Yeah.
dude.
I wanted to talk about cold approaching as well because this is something that I tried out. I tried cold approaching because I seen it was like a good thing to get a lot of women, which I was kind of putting dating apps aside for whatever reason because it was seen as like a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Get on dating apps when it's literally just leverage these days. That's how you get.
It's just like where else? At a club or party or online.
But here's why I don't like cold approaching these days. And I did cold approaching for a bit. I did it with my mates. I had a bit of fun with it. I got pretty much all successful results. I had one chick that rejected me. Just one who had a boyfriend, apparently. But I think cold approaching is bad for everyone because it sets a dynamic wrong from the start. You're chasing from the start.
Exactly.
You're wanting them.
Exactly.
It's pretty much like if you are a Chad guy, they do come to you. Maybe they won't cold approach you. Maybe like a warm approach would be better because you're already... Because then more times than not, they're not going to come up to you. But cold approaching is where they don't acknowledge you at all. And then you're going up to them, asking for their details. And it's like the dynamic's wrong from the start.
Yeah, agreed.
Like they might give you their details, but like how long is it going to last if you're chasing them?
Yeah.
And it's just...
It's like pushing shit uphill with a stick.
It really is. It really
like
is.
You're messaging her, she'll take like an hour to respond.
Yeah.
She's getting fucked in the meantime. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, that's just the reality.
Like when I dated apps, the only girls I would respond to are chicks that dated me. Chicks that texted me first.
Yeah. That's how it should be. Otherwise, you are just... You're trying to set up a date while she's getting fucked by a guy she's attracted to.
But this can only happen if you are like Chad.
Yes.
You know, girls do not reach out to normal like or below average guys, especially like good looking girls that you actually want to get with. Yeah, exactly. So that is where like I think I am more black pill than I realize. I think like I said at the start.
What do you reckon you agreed with?
Dude, pretty much all of them.
Damn. So you're like what 90% black pill or some shit?
Well, isn't black pill just the truth? Like.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
So
yeah.
The only problem I do have with black pill is I don't believe in like that doom or nihilistic standpoint. That's where I'd see. Yeah. See, I don't know. Am I red pill or am I black pill? Because I believe in red pill too.
Pill, to be honest, I mean, like,
pill,
yeah.
I think there's more delusion in red pill.
Yeah, I think some people need a bit of delusion though.
Yeah.
Because if you're not like Chad Thundercock, then you're not gonna want to like believe in the black pill.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to believe in the red pill and the blue pill,
and
you want to have this fairy tale land just fucking everywhere. And,
I also think that a lot of guys, majority of guys, are a lot better looking and a lot better than they think they are, but they lack confidence because of this shit, or they spend their entire life like you don't really know where you are in.
Yeah, I like to talk
in the hierarchy until you go outside.
Inhibition is a big thing, so you can be low inhibition or high inhibition. I reckon this like is definitely determined as well by like your general intellect too. Like if you're someone who's not exactly, I don't know, smart, like you're not really going to give a fuck and think about situations thoroughly. So like I'll use my mate Ethan as an example. Like he's a smart guy and he's also an attractive guy, but he's too high inhibition to go out and do something about it.
Yeah, Coleman, if you're watching this, bro, you are a handsome ass guy. I don't know. Is Coleman pulling or is he?
He's not.
That's where I got the problem with black pill. It's like just because you look good, it doesn't matter.
He lives a lifestyle that's like very secluded. So
that's my point.
Yeah,
Ethan should go out.
So this is what I was saying before with the really confident guys. Even if they're dead ugly, they go out all the time, and because they're so confident, outgoing, because they expose themselves so much, they can still.
Oh yeah, I've seen way too many examples of that.
So many examples, so many. And it's also, let's be honest, dumb guys are better at getting chicks than smarter guys.
Yeah.
Way better. Dumb cunts are way better at getting chicks because they just don't give a fuck.
If you don't give a fuck, you do way better.
Let me create like an NBA 2K character or some shit to like try and get the most amount of pussy. Alright, let's go. Low inhibition. At least a 7, I'd say. Height really doesn't matter, to be honest. Funny enough. Because obviously we know plenty of people who are shorter on average, but they still pull.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
It's a fucking thing. You have to go to Sench at least once a week, or insert here club or whatever. Just a social event. Just a social event. You need to have a pui mo and a mullet, and most importantly, a 4B. That's another one as well. And yeah, just like literally just basically what I'm saying is just be akin to your environment.
Also,
so whatever, just follow all the trends, have a low density brain, and be decently looking. Success.
Also, I think maybe people that are watching this getting the impression that it is all about you must get like chicks or women or whatever.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's another
bro,
problem I've got.
At the end of the day, bro, if you're young, especially, like this is the last thing on my mind specifically.
Is this your chick?
Yeah, it's my chick.
Nah, but get your fucking but
Sorry to say it.
yeah, no, chicks like you shouldn't be thinking about them at this age. Really?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
It's hard not to when you don't have that experience yet, though.
Exactly.
That's the thing. It's all a loophole.
But once you do, you realize that it's the last thing.
That's
you should be
100%
focusing on.
correct. Yeah.
It's the last thing you should really be focusing on.
Like, it can have great rewards if you're a Chad.
Yeah.
Because if you're not even in the relationship, it's still going to be negatively affected because you... Look, the one solution I would say is just date ugly chicks. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Just date ugly
Or
chicks.
just don't worry about chicks until you've improved yourself.
Yeah.
Massively.
But you can't tell them that. Like, they will worry about
That's
it.
the thing that
You know what I
they
mean?
need to get like the experience.
But it's
out
all a
of the way.
loophole because I was going to say before, sub-human.
Oh, you can see that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's gonna surprise you.
But no, I was going to say, like... I was going to say another overrated thing, which I didn't hear Wee Waffles talk about, was that you should just get a mirror, Lockie.
Brutal.
I was going to say what I didn't hear him mention that was having a popular friend group or an accepted friend group
Oh, yeah.
plays way more of a role than I think a lot of people do, and
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you why.
It's like a collaborative attractiveness scale.
It's because it's a safe.
The average-
It's because it's a safe bet.
Yeah, true.
You know, if you're this, like, I hate to put myself in this position, but if I'm this guy who has these like podcasts, I seclude myself online and make these videos and
Well,
stuff,
same
and
with
I
me,
portrayed
bro.
myself out that in the public,
Yeah.
I would not do as well at all because that's not a
Yeah.
safe bet. Who knows
Yeah.
what I'm up to or who I
Right,
am or
exactly.
if I.
I reckon, honestly, if you're doing what we're doing, like, you have to be not all there in a way. Like, I don't know, it's just
Yeah.
in a good way. In a good way, you have to. People are too hyper aware of cringe nowadays. Like,
Exactly.
I could never like see people who I work with or whatever doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they would care too much about people making fun of them or whatever,
Exactly.
or just people in general, like around my age bracket. They don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
We're putting ourselves out to be judged a lot.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly. And I will say this, since having a more, this goes against the black belt completely, since I've increased my attractiveness a lot.
Yeah.
But simply because I'm way more focused on what I'm doing, I'm staying inside a lot more, I'm just editing videos, I put myself out to potential
Yeah.
cringe online, I'm potentially cringe to a lot of people.
Yeah, man.
People make fun of me publicly as well.
There may as well be
like
a business card or like a disclaimer above my forehead saying to everyone that I am not a fucking misogynistic narcissist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shit.
Yeah.
Because
But like,
yeah.
I will say that I was way uglier, but I had way more options. 100% I did.
Do you know what my workaround is? Just don't fucking talk about it.
Exactly.
I said to my girl at the start of the relationship, I said, listen, you and business are completely separate. You know? And she said, yeah, that's great. That's fine. I'm completely okay with that. I think she would rather not know about any of the shit I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which she knows, obviously, but I'm not going into extensive detail and talking to her about this and this and this. It's just like, yeah, I'm out here. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to do this.
Exactly.
And you're not going, yeah, I'm just trying to get this new Elgato capture card to set up and then I get this. And fucking,
Nah.
you know what I mean?
Head, man. Literally.
It's especially when you're out in public. Like, I know how bad you want to talk about what you're doing and in the intricate details of your autism, but
Nerd.
they don't
Geek.
care.
Geek, bro.
Okay, so what do we think out of this
So
list
what is
here?
this? I haven't actually.
So
been
this is
into
irrelevant factors and relevant factors. What do we think about this list?
So irrelevant factors. Money. Is that the age bracket that it's?
It's kind of just saying.
Oh no, these are just the points. These are the points.
Money's not irrelevant.
Money's definitely not irrelevant.
No.
I like how he's actually got. Like I like Wheat Waffles because he's honest. Height is a relevant factor. Your age is a relevant factor. Penis length is a relevant factor.
You know what
So
we'll do?
keep in
Hey, you know what we'll
mind-
do when we'll do this, right? From the relevant factors, I want you guys to rank all of these points on the most important to
Okay.
the least important. All right.
All right.
So
So
you go first.
on what though? Getting the date or securing it?
On just being perceived as an attractive male or getting a
Okay.
date. Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay. Relevant factor first, I would put face. Okay.
Face.
Yeah.
Face and its status close second.
Yeah.
That's literally in the irrelevant factors.
Yeah. Status is in the relevant
Face-
factors.
But it should
Status
be
should be
I
irrelevant.
mean, yeah, we'll
100%
do
it
all of
should.
them. We'll do all. Who cares?
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'd say face, and then I'd say status, And then I'd say height. And then I'd say penis length. Yeah.
But they don't know that until they've been with you.
But we're talking about everything involved, like talking about getting it and then maintaining, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, they do know that if you're wearing some like grey shorts or
Yeah,
like.
true. If they can't tell, it's over. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'd just go.
Why Jim is irrelevant.
Yeah.
As a fellow
But then
kid,
again, a lot of chicks just don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
physique.
a lot of
They
them
don't care, man. Like
Exactly.
that's just they don't care. Confidence, and then I don't really know.
I'll rank mine. I'll do.
Yeah, do yours.
Face first. Cameraman's just staring at me while I'm doing this. Yeah, face first. Then, that's a tough one. Probably tied for height and personality, which is pretty brutal.
Let us know in the comments, by the way, guys, what you guys think is the most important.
Confidence next, then money, then I guess status. Sure. I mean, well, to be fair, all these are important, like bolding and age. Like,
They're all important.
I feel like they're all relevant.
Okay, what's one?
relevant.
We'll say this. Okay, what's one thing that you can get away with out of all these things?
To not have or
to not have if you don't have the right thing.
To not have.
Yeah, like if you haven't
exclude ethnicity because you can't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just obviously.
Okay, you can get it. You can get away with not having. Well, not going to the gym. You can
Yeah,
get away
I
with.
was gonna say that as well. Yeah.
Either gym or personality, I'd say. The rest
Yeah.
you gotta have.
Yeah, chicks will date a doorknob if they're handsome.
I'd say you can get away with gym, status, and then I guess somewhat personality,
What
and,
about confidence?
and then obviously confidence as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
just those are the little.
I think confidence does a great deal.
Oh, I
yeah,
reckon
but
massive.
you can get away with it, but it's not. Yeah,
But if
sure.
you have it, I think it's massive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah. Also, guys, I'll ask you specifically, Rory. Explain the Pete Davidson situation.
What's going on there?
So he dates all the hot celebrities, all of them.
Yeah, so that's
How does that-
Well, come on.
That's
Come on,
actually
mate.
known as the mammoth cock
Yeah.
situation.
No,
so.
but he replied. I think he replied to a tweet
saying it's not actually that big.
Not true. And it was
Oh,
a
really?
joke or something.
Well, then
because
again,
he's Pete Davidson
Pete
and he's
Davidson status. He's 6'2".
He's
He's
tall. I thought he was short.
he's not exactly like bad looking. He's like a fairly facially average looking bloke.
Yeah.
He's a white man who
I think
that's
it's
about
an
it.
anomaly
So,
as well. I'm sure he's probably got like.
Yeah.
and it's also it's in the celebrity game. It's all about networking and shit. Like Pete Davidson dating who did he date? Ariana Grande or something.
Ariana Grande, Kim
Yeah, but
Kardashian,
because he dated her, the other famous people want to know, oh, what is it about Pete Davidson? And they just go,
Yeah,
that's all it is. And it's just more networking than anything. I don't think that plays like that's
I
not a
always
relevant
wondered why celebrities date other celebrities.
networking.
I mean, I actually get it because it's like they only live within their sphere, like Hollywood
Yeah.
or whatever, and they want to date someone who understands that same lifestyle as well, which makes sense to me.
Yeah, I guess. So.
Yeah.
See, I'm different. Well, maybe, I don't know, because I would rather date some KFC worker that's
But
attractive.
then, like, there's the risk of them thinking, "Oh, is this person using me for status or money or fame?"
Yeah, I guess so.
So,
And then, like, are you going to stay with them
Yeah.
because you've got that many options?
yeah, exactly right.
Just, yeah.
You need it. It's like just dating someone at your sort of level. I
Yeah.
guess.
So, the last question I'll ask before I end this stream. What should a sub 4 do?
Well,
Just try to be better in every aspect.
try and be a fucking sub 7.
That's the same thing as everyone else.
Yeah, I guess so. Sub 4. What? I mean, depends. What is your sub 4 for?
Yeah.
Is sub 4 in attractiveness?
So just purely looks.
Due to what though?
Due to having...
Like there's teeth,
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm.
Yeah, he's just not taking care of his...
It's just. I think everyone should just improve no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, you just improve in everything. I don't see why you can't. Like, I don't know why you would classify some things as irrelevant why wouldn't you just try to make everything like it's like if you classify it as irrelevant then it seems like it's out of your like you can't improve it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just want to improve at everything?
And what option is Wheat Waffles giving you here?
Exactly. I don't know that's the
I
only
think
thing
there's
don't
I think society these days, especially young men, lack enough hope.
exactly.
They lack enough. They have a sense of doom, or every young person does. So what is this helping, really?
That's what I'm saying. It's not progressive. Like, how are you? If you just classify it as irrelevant, you're not going to improve it, are you? Why wouldn't you just want to improve it?
Yeah,
It's like-
well, I'm looking at this
get it.
right now. The relevant factors. Face you can change, I guess, to some degree. Height, well, I mean, like if you're not in puberty, that's a bit difficult. like, I don't know, I gained like half an inch through glucosamine, but that was it.
Yeah, you're stuck there,
yeah, you're just stuck there.
Unless you get the surgery.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? The one thing I disagree with Andrew Tate. He says, every man is born at square one, and that's the best thing because you can improve. And it's like, yeah, sure. But Andrew Tate, you are 6'3", and people say he's unattractive, but I don't agree. I think he's got.
He might have the skull shape is the only thing I think
He's got a very good eye area, but his lower third is pretty subhuman.
Yeah, exactly.
That's about it though, and he has no hair, but that's fine. That fits.
He's still muscular, a good frame.
He's
and
like
6'3".
He's a 6'3" guy. He's like a 7 out of 10. He's set for
So
life,
how can you say like that to someone who is literally sub 4?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But yeah, the rule still applies.
Again, have you seen Andrew Tate younger when he was?
Yeah,
he looked a lot worse, to be fair.
Yeah, a lot of these people just need to age a bit.
Well, he actually had pretty bad genetics otherwise. Like, he's actually pretty skinny naturally.
Yeah.
His teeth were fucked. Until he got his veneers, his teeth were fucked. He was balding. He has a pretty recessed jaw. You could actually argue he's pretty fucking...
Another very brutal fucking realization is that a lot of intellect being genetic as well. So
that's true.
So literally you're fucked from day one. Imagine you're born with shit intellect, like low IQ.
Yeah.
You're fucking subhuman, sub 5. Like, what are you like? Are you just destined for?
Yeah.
Like, I know we all want to be like super like. Yeah, like everyone can improve. Like,
no, I know what you're saying though.
Damn, dude. If we're talking about women though, I think it's almost better you're stupid. Stupid guys get more chicks.
No, but like...
Not entirely.
They're stupid, but they're good looking. What if you're stupid, not good looking, and got nothing going for you?
Well, that's just an L.
Yeah, I guess
really
so.
is.
Maybe reincarnation maxing, possibly.
I actually can't really think of many guys that are like stupid and get ugly. I feel like they've always got other...
Yeah, to be fair, no one's really getting that fucked genetically. And if you are, I pray for you. So.
It's a genetic anomaly at that point.
Yeah.
And even if they are, like I said, date a fat ugly chick. I know attractive guys that are dating fat ugly chicks. Maybe it's your type. I don't know.
Possibly.
And
I actually knew a guy that said that was his type out of the hardest cope.
That is such a cope.
Yo, bro.
Oh my god.
Let us know, boys, if you're into fat chicks. Just put it in the comment section. Maybe some of you are, and that's completely okay. We do not judge here. But yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. At the end of the day, maybe I am black pill. Maybe I am.
I think what was the green pill, the all-encompassing pill?
It's
That's
just
the way to go.
combining every pill to be a better human, really.
Like just the be better.
Shame it didn't take off, but it's a bit cringe.
just fucking forget the pills and try to be better at
everything. I think every guy fundamentally understands most of this.
Yeah,
I'd like to think they might have a little bit of blue pill delusion.
It's a lot of stuff that's just like there in their head, but they don't want to admit it consciously.
Yeah. Like, you look at all this, any guy who is unaware of this, do they want to make their dick bigger? Of course they do. Do they want to be taller? Of course they do. Do they want to be more attractive? Of course they do. Do they want to not bald? Yes.
Yeah. And then
they all
they'll
understand
have
this.
people fucking telling them straight to their face, like, dick size doesn't matter. Height doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Being attractive doesn't matter. But it does. Because they're trying to improve it. Everyone is. You know?
And also, with the dick size, when they say the big ones hurt, that's cope.
Yeah.
Okay, no, so I would say above 8 and girthy does hurt. But below that,
I genuinely have had someone say it.
Yeah, yes, I know, and you can injure chicks with a mammoth cock, which me and Rory experience all the fucking time, and it is.
Like we experience between each other.
Yeah, no, exactly. Holy fuck! Okay, we'll end it there, boys. But if you go,
why be black people when you
also? I'm gonna add to that though. If you can reach the balls, she can take more.
Yeah, no, that's true. Also, a lot of guys are just fucking drilling it in like this straight way, and I'm just like, what are you doing there? You got to hit the G spot. All right, Lockie.
We need like a sex tutorial.
Hey,
we need a sex tutorial right now.
Okay, Lockie, come here.
End this.
Bend over.
That's it, man.
All right, boys. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, and if you want to see more reacting stuff like this, just let us know because we got the new setup. We've got the screen here. And yeah, we can. This was actually pretty fun, so I can imagine just maybe if I pull up a couple videos related to the subject we're talking about, it'll be super interesting. It just adds another depth. And also, the call-in phone is right there. None of you called this episode, but ring in next time. Let us know what your thoughts are on the topic. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy. Like the video, subscribe.